Welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today, once again, I'm playing TonyScapone's Mono Blue Paradoxical Outcome. Nobody has asked me to do this. It's not sponsored by anyone. I'm doing this because I want to try it again before Eternal Weekend. I'm recording this 1 week before Eternal Weekend begins. It will air after Eternal Weekend at some point. And 5-0ing with the deck on my first try. The deck is Positive versus Bean Soup and Positive versus Initiative on paper, and those are the two matchups I want to target for Eternal Weekend. And I just want to get some more reps and determine if this is something that I could seriously consider for the big show. If you missed the first ones, I did a co-recording with Tony about a month ago, and then I trophied with my first solo try with the deck about 2 weeks ago. All those videos are on the channel if you want to go find them. And basically what we're trying to do here is resolve the One Ring, and then untap it and tap it a bunch of times and draw our deck with Paradox Engine. There's a light 8-cast card advantage theme going on. We've got Emry, Saga, Thoughtcast, Thought Monitor. We got that sort of stuff happening, but then we can also just go insane with Grim Monolith, Paradoxical Outcome, and draw our whole deck. Deck is sweet. If you want more details about the individual cards and stuff, go check out the one I did with Tony especially. He gave us a very long deck, basically discussing every card in detail. I'm just going to jump in, though. Let's run it. 3-for-1 Trading is one of Europe's leading Magic the Gathering retailers. Their online shop has a fantastic selection of high-end Magic cards, especially for vintage, legacy, and old-school players. They now exclusively offer the BoshNRoll community free, fully insured, and fast worldwide shipping on all their high-end singles, full sets, and out-of-print sealed product. They upload new cards every Wednesday with weekly sale offers and reductions. Use my code BNR0723 to get free worldwide shipping on your first order over 341 euros, approximately $380. Scan the QR code or go to shop.3for1trading.com. I'm on the play versus Kulu Limpa, who, if memory serves, is an enjoyer of Ancient Tomb, Stompy, Prison, Initiative kind of strategies. This hand desperately needs a blue source, but otherwise I love it. I think I have to mulligan this, though. I like the Force of Will. How many blue sources are actually in the deck? We've got 2, 6, 10. Only 10 blue sources in the deck. I'm going to mulligan. This one has similar problems. However, it has One Ring plus key. I think I have to bottom key, though. And I'm just going to fire my 3 baubles. Opponent has in their hand Simian Spirit Guide. All right, Archetype confirmed. And Blood Moon. And I'm going to bauble again. I have Force of Will in my hand if I can draw a blue card to go with it. Thoughtcast, Lotus Petal, Ancient Tomb. Okay. Let's see what they got for me. Ancient Tomb, Simian Spirit Guide. We know there's at least a Blood Moon over there. That sucks. I hate that if they have 2 of these, they just get another one for free. And Fable of the Mirror Breaker rather than Blood Moon. That lets me resolve the ring here, which is a huge opportunity. Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal, Mox Opal. Even get to keep a Lotus Petal. Draw a card right away in case it's something like Bobble. Bobble ya. Drawing Broadside Bombardiers. Okay. That's a scary permanent. And I care a little bit about Blood Moon now, but I don't have a Saga, and having that 1 turn to operate and get the ring under me was a huge deal. They're able to still attack me and get a treasure, but I don't take damage. They've got a City of Traders and Goblin Rabble Master, the old second main Goblin Rabble Master. You love to see it. Now's our chance. Let's try to get something going. 1 ring, draw 2 cards. For a second ring, play my land. I think I dump out one of the petals, save the other, in case I find a Paradox Engine. And I could play another ring, get protection from them for a turn. This Bombardiers Sacrifice another creature artifact, deals damage equal to 2+ that permanent's mana value. So they're attacking for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is also Goblin. 8, 9, 10. I'm actually dead on board, so I need to play the other ring. But I'm going to keep the one that has counters on it, because I need to dig out of this. Yeah, Broadside Bombardier is pretty fucked up. They get to make a treasure, the other Goblin has to attack. They might end up Blood Mooning me here just to slow me down on Ancient Tombs. Yep, there's the Moon and the Bombardiers. Okay. I need to hit big on this ring. I get to see 4 cards, and then we'll see if I'm dead or alive. Grim Monolith. 1 ring, come on. All right, we're not dead yet. 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. 5, 6 mana. Urza Saga doesn't work. The Blood Moon showed up just in time. If trying to determine, I mean, I have to play the ring. I'm just trying to determine if I can get some life off Aetherflux Reservoir this turn. I do have exactly 8 mana if I'm willing to delete all my Lotus Petals, which I guess I am. What am I holding them for? And if I lead on Reservoir, I get to gain a bunch of life too. Okay, Reservoir first. 1, 2, Grim Monolith, gain some life. Lotus Petal, gain some more life. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 1 ring, gain some life. Keep the old one that has counters on it. And pass the turn. What a thrill ride this is. When it's copying Goblin Shaman, that is the best thing that they can do because that generates an advantage despite me having protection. Okay, there's 1 more ring and 1 Paradox Engine, and the Aetherflux Reservoir can do some dumb stuff, even just fair and square. Moment of truth. 4 cards. Outcome's not bad. 1, 2. Grim Monolith. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I pick up the ring? I think I have to. I'm not going to pick up the Reservoir, though. I could. No, I'm not. I pick up everything, including the ring. Found my 2nd ring. Cool. Bauble. Just going to gain a ton of life this turn. Might even get there all natty. Is that even possible? Ancient Tomb is a real land. Mox Opal. Monolith. 1, 2, 3. Monolith. Oh, I think I am just going to get there natty. Thoughtcast. I'm at 46. Yeah, you're dead. That was crazy. Play the 1 ring. I get protection from everything. Draw a card. Laser beam you. Nice. Okay. There's that. That was pretty sick. My sideboard plan is coming direct from Tony's guide, available through his Patreon. His stuff will be linked in my video description here. And I'm going to reverse engineer his thoughts here. Force of Negation makes a lot of sense. Repeal, Raven Form, Hydroblast, Ottawa Hayward. These are literally just 8 answers to the stuff they might do to lock you out of the game. And then what we're cutting is things that get beat by their lock pieces, like Bauble gets bricked by Chalice on 0, Saga gets bricked by Blood Moon. And then Outcome and Monitor require a critical mass of setup, whereas this deck undercuts your setup. That all makes sense to me. If you ever get a sideboard guide from someone like me or anywhere else, use it to try to understand what the matchup is about and how the designer or the writer of that guide is thinking about the situation. Because I could just copy this and submit, but trying to reverse engineer the thought and actually understand why we're doing this is much more useful, especially if I'm going to be playing in a tournament like Eternal Weekend on my own, where I can't just consult the guide in the middle of the game. Got this 4 of a kind, but I'm going to mulligan it. This hand just dies to Chalice. This one I like a lot more. I think I'm going to bottom the Outcome. I think it's either Outcome or Repeal. Outcome really only targets Grim Monolith in this hand. Okay, I'm going to bottom the Outcome. Chalice on 0. Annoying, but that's what Repeal is for. Null-Rod, Jesus Christ. We're dead. Okay. I guess I just play Urza Saga here. That's the only permanent in my hand that does anything. Sick. Alright, I can concede. Tech turns shitting all over each other. And in I go. This hand has Force and Repeal in it. 1 redraw. I think I want to keep this. The basic island, there's only one of those and I have it. And having multiple answers to stuff is pretty exciting. I'm going to bobble them. And we see mountain. Okay. I'd love to find a mana source. Manifold key. That is almost the word mana. Null Rod. A force of negation, that exile force of will. Come on, land. Ancient Tomb is the best. Bauble. What do you got? A Shatter Skull. I'll play the Manifold Key. Unfortunately, I mean, we survived the opening salvo there, but kind of bricking a little bit. Rabble Master, okay. They're applying pressure. Oh, we found the tomb. All right. Now we're cooking. Grim Monolith, the One Ring, already holding the Manifold Key. Draw a card. And I could just Raven form something if they do come up with a Null Rod here. 4 mana. What is this? Some horrible technology that I can't believe. Fiery Confluence destroying my various artifacts. All right, yeah, that's really good. I was excited to have the key. Now I don't have the key. Welcome to Magic the Gathering. Draw some cards. Reservoir. Interesting. I don't really want to take 1,000 to play this thing, but maybe I have to. Okay, if I play Reservoir and then repeal a token, that saves me some damage and I gain some extra life. If they find Chalice on 0 now, I have the Raven form. 3 mana, Fable the Mirror Breaker. Okay. That card is good, and will give them a lot of selection next turn, but as far as the range of stupid cards they could play against me, it's mostly okay. Let's hope I get a big turn, though. I am about out of gas here. I'm at 6. All right, I have another ring. Candy Trail. Urza's Saga. I go to 4 here. And I actually have to keep the new ring. Or no, I do gain some life. I gain 1 life for casting this. And I will have protection, so I could tap Ancient Tomb without taking damage. Do I want to... Yeah, I think I need to keep the old one and just try to get there on the bigger draws. Oh shit, hold up. Let my trigger resolve before I hurt myself. Alright. I gain some life here off the Candy Trail, and then I scry 2. Thoughtcast Lotus Petal. Those are good ones. Top. And I can't do anything here. Cost 2 to activate the trail. Raven form costs 2 to foretell. Yep, just gonna pass and hope I'm alive. They get a big loot here. Discarded the Shatter Skull and a Simian Spirit Guide. If they have Bone Crusher Giant, I just lose. Hope that card's not in the deck. Bombardiers doesn't do it. Okay, here comes a big crush of damage that does not hurt me. And we're getting a turn. I go to 4, and then I draw multiple spells that I know I can cast, which means the Aetherflux Reservoir will keep me fat and happy here. Petal. Thoughtcast. Oh, nice. All right, yeah, if I can keep hitting zeros and gaining life, this is where I want to be. Opal, gaining more life. I can play Emry here. I'd rather Thoughtcast and see if I can go deeper. Thoughtcast. At the very least, all of this is another ring. Seat of the Synod. I think it's time to make my land drop. Let's see what you're drawing. You're drawing a Chrome Mox. Don't care. Okay. This is a ton of damage. I think I do need to re-ring here. Can I make a construct? If I make a construct, I can still ring. Does a construct matter? I think I'd rather have Emry than a construct, because that lets me ring every turn. Or no, they can just Bombardier and kill Emry. Does a construct matter? Can I PO here for some insane opportunity? I can pick up Candy Trail, Lotus Petal, and Mox Opal. Oh, that'll all pay for itself. At least in life points. And how much mana will I have left at the end of that? I have 1 floating, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and I can re-ring afterwards. Yeah, that's great. If opponent's been sitting on a Pyroblast, that actually is tough. Uh-oh. Oh, they're channeling Soken's on. What does that do? Nothing? Okay, that's fine. Opal, Petal, 8 spells cast this turn. If I can cast 2 spells, I just win. 9, 10. Yeah, okay. We are actually there. Cool. All right, found the line. Bottom both of these, they don't matter. And then I don't think I Hydroblast. I think I Thoughtcast. And I'm at 55 life with Force back up. Fire the laser. Okay, sweet. That was a high-octane set of games, and treading water with the One Ring while your opponent's just stuck behind the shield is pretty dope. Let's roll. You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7 Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. You can also find Jeremy co-hosting episodes 106 and 109 of the Tech Talk series with Keith Shaw on the Tech Talk YouTube channel. Head over to Tech Talk and don't forget to subscribe to 7 Factor's YouTube channel for every episode of Dev Better. I'm on the draw. A force but no blue card. This is an accelerated Saga hand. I'm going to try this. Against fair decks, this hand is just good on the cards that's in it. And I don't even really need to combo. And then if I find a ring, I'm just already there. We appear to be against a Mishra's Bauble Scalding Tarn strategy. Oh, there's the big engine. I'm going to play Saga. And then do Saga stuff with this Ancient Tomb. If they wasteland me, it's fine. I got more where that came from. And if I can deplete their resources doing Saga stuff for a little while, and then suddenly I'm a combo deck, they have the wasteland. All good. It was a distraction anyway. Mox Opal. I'm going to play out my other Saga. If it was good enough last turn, this is all the same information this turn. They're brainstorming now. And that's not a wasteland. It could be a Delver, could be a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Okay, they have Portent. So this is Juju Bean's Eternal Weekend winning list if they're playing Portent. It's just a weird card to have in your deck if you're not specifically doing this sort of thing. They did not shuffle the Portent after, or they shuffled after the Brainstorm with the land, so they have fetched, or they have shuffled Ancient Tomb, and I'm going to drop out this Mox Opal. That just makes my construct a little bigger. And I could try to explode here by going like monolith, opal, engine. But I think having them in this little squeeze is fun. And I'd like to find a blue card to back that up with Force of Will, because there's only one reservoir and one engine in the deck. They fetch the Trop. There's only one of those if this is Juju's list. Murktide Region. Okay, that's a big one. Looks like I'm going to get to run the full value out of this Saga. Another Opal. Do they want a Lightning Bolt now before my Opal's on? They do. What do I want here? Manifold Key is just a fudge ton of mana off of the Grim Monolith. Candy Trail could get a One Ring digging here. Bobble's just a redraw, which, I mean, I kind of do need some action here. There's not an Aether Spellbomb in this situation. I think I want the key. And I'm going to play Grim Monolith. If they daze this, that's a daze they don't have, and if they don't, daze doesn't matter ever again. Okay, that's fine. Like, that looks good from their side, but I know that I'm gassed up here. Maybe I'm supposed to play the Opal and just don't let them do that. But if I can flush that out, it's pretty good. I get 2 more draw steps, unless they add to the board. There's the Trop back, there's a Channeler. Alright, I'd love to draw a One Ring here. A Force of Will, okay. Grim Monolith. Untap Grim Monolith. Play Aetherflux Reservoir. Or is Paradox Engine better? I think Reservoir is probably better. I'd like to gain some life, just make sure I don't die right now. We're going to seek the Beast in response, okay. I'm going to let them flip. They flipped, looks like 2 Dragon's Rage Channelers. And they force blue card from the hand. Pitching Daze. Okay, I have to force this. And then I have to play Opal because I'm just dead on board here. I gain 4 life. Keep the new Opal. And so just attack for 6. And I need some help, but my opponent has 9 damage on the board. And then Questing Druid, 2 Dragon's Rage Channelers. They could put a shitload of damage on the board. If I draw a ring, I'm right where I want to be. Channeler. Coming in for 9. All right, come on, deck. Hook it up. Mox Opal. Not exactly the hookup I wanted. If I untap Grim Monolith, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm at 2. But at least I'm gaining some life and I'm casting some spells here. And they had Lightning Bolt. Okay, sure. All right. Didn't find a ring. I didn't count how many cards I was into the deck, but I did keep a hand that didn't have ring, and maybe I deserve that. In the sideboard, side grading Force of Will into 2 appropriately colored blasts, and then 2 additional removal spells and some disruption for their Murktide or Delirium engines. And once again, cutting the stuff that we need to be set up for it to really pay off correctly. Let's go. This hand does not work. I'm going to mulligan it. This hand works, and I'm going to keep it. I think I bottom Otawara here, or maybe I keep Otawara. Just trying to figure out how to get this Emry into play. Yeah, I think I have to bottom Otawara, and I'm going to play Seat of the Synod, which unfortunately does get melted down. No 0-drop artifact to get the Emry going, but I can turn to the Emry and then play the ring after that. They bubble themselves, so they have a fetch land, bubbling me, and Tropical Island. Okay, that card does not cast Pyroblast, notably. Come on, 0-drop, nice. Okay, Urza Saga, Lotus Petal. Now I can play the Emry around Daze, Aetherflux Reservoir, and 1 ring in the graveyard. I don't really like the Reservoir being there. That means an Emry has to activate at some point for me to have that combo. Lightning Bolt, you got me. And now I have a tricky situation. Do I want to try to go Constructs and make them respect that for a while? Do I want to just shove the 1 ring? The 1 ring gets jacked up so hard by a Force of Will where my other line plays around it. Meanwhile, this line dies to Meltdown in a horrific fashion. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass with what I have here. I'm not going to add the Soul Guide Lantern yet, because then I'd have to spend Lotus Petal. Brainstorm, Dragon's Rage Channeler, Wasteland, annoying, but okay. I still have the biggest creature on the board by a lot. So now every permanent I control dies to Meltdown. Pyroblast, interesting. Oh, that's kind of annoying, actually. If I just shove this Grim, or this 1 ring, I lose to Daze, which I'm not willing to do here. I think I just attack for 5. I can Pyroblast a Murktide now, so I'm not in a hurry to Soul Guide Lantern them. I'm in trouble to Meltdown, but that's just always going to be true. Okay, no attack, no play. I like that. Force of Will in my hand. I can hardcast it. I don't think I'm going to, but it's there if I want it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pre-combat 1 ring. Pyroblast is here. This looks like a hardcast Force of Negation. Oh, they fetched and then pitched Force of Will. Interesting. Counter target blue spell. How's this look? Are we in? Second Force. Okay. Pitching another Murktide Regent. And now I'll send the Soul Guide Lantern. I think I want to exile the Lightning Bolt. They don't even have Delirium, and I can't take them off it meaningfully anyway. Yeah, they're force pitched 2 Murktides. If they play a third one here, I'm going to feel pretty dumb. Meltdown's real bad, too. Okay. I'll let them surveil, and then exile their graveyard. And now I am probably in a lot of trouble. Really needed to win the fight over that 1 ring to rebuild from here. All right, let's find our way out of this. Bobble. Stop in their draw step. What is it? It's a Force of Negation. Great. And I got 18 draw steps here. But I know I have to get through a Force now. Emry is the type of thing I'm interested in, because Force of Negation doesn't hit it, and then she is a self-contained engine. So, like, Seat of the Synod off the top, actually, huge draw here, if I can find one. Or even Lotus Petal. Grim Monolith, not it. I don't like them having more cards in their hand, but at least I'm only taking 1 a turn at the moment. Second DRC. Wasteland, okay. Hydroblast. Someday. Now I'm dying a lot faster. And Delver. They just won't take a break now. Now I'm under mega pressure. And still do not have a mana source. Mox Opal's not even on if I draw it. Lotus Petal gets 1 moment to be a hero. Delver didn't flip. Okay, taken 3. Bobble, gross. Bobble you. Wasteland on top. Alright, not helpful. This Emry's running out of time to be any good, though. And they just fetched away the Wasteland. Oh no, end step. They're going to seek some beasts. Get a bunch of Delirium triggers. Good chance they wake up the Channeler here. Exiled Portent and Misty Rainforest. I drew a Bobble. Okay. We're dead here. Yeah, the double force on the turn I went for the ring was really the thing. Like, even the same board state where everything else happens, the meltdown still happens, but I'm left with ring and I draw 2 cards and 3 cards and 4 cards while they have the 1/1 Dragon's Rage Channeler. We can see how this would go my way, but I mean, Delver is a disruptive deck and Meltdown is a powerful card. On to the next round. The official BoshNRoll Island Ponder Keep shirt is available exclusively through Coalesce Apparel. This Magic player-owned business is a staple of our community. They keep this channel on the air, and it's my pleasure to partner with them for this product. Coalesce is the best Magic apparel on the market. They have awesome new designs coming out all the time. Use code BoshNRoll to get 10% off your order, only at coalesceapparel.shop. On the play for round 3 with a turn 1 Emry and a Saga, keep this. Turn 1 Emry and Saga and Force backup. Good stuff. Opal, Bauble, Petal, Emry, Bauble U. Alright, we're playing against this red deck again. I don't know if I should be celebrating, but we certainly had fun playing against it last time. Grim Monolith. That makes PO really good. Let's hope I don't have to Force of Will this turn. Chrome Mox is fine. They pitched the Bombardiers. Oh, Cavern of Souls, naming Archon. That's fucked. Well, that's really bad for me. Okay, well, can't counter it. Gonna have to Saga them out here. Emry, target, Mishra's Bauble, Urza's Bauble. Doesn't matter. Play a Bauble. And I have to spend my Lotus Petal to make a Construct, but the Construct will turn the Opal back on, so I actually... Or no, I don't. Never mind. I was about to say I get the full vote, but I do not. I get a Construct, and then draw, float. What's the get here? I already have Opal, which is what I would want to get. It might just be the Key, because Key keeps the pressure going. Key makes Grim Monolith nutso. Candy Trail gets to dig for action. I think I want the Key. And that lets me... I could play Monolith from hand, or I could play Bauble from graveyard. I think the Monolith from hand is the better investment, and Emry can't cast spells here anyway, so let's fight. And I think I just need to construct them out here. This Cavern on Archon... The Cavern on Archon is just not helpful to their overall plan or life here. Alright, Pyrite Spellbomb rips pretty hard. I'm going to play that from my hand, and then untap the Grim Monolith with floating mana. Yeah, and they're just dead next turn, and I have the ability to shock them multiple times. Yeah, they pivoted onto the Squeezer, but Urza Saga too good. Tony's official recommendation here for the sideboard. Let's reverse engineer it. Just all the removal, Haywire Might, Ottawar, Repeal, Ravenform, Spatial Contortion, Snapback, and then Hydroblast, Force of Negations. I imagine I'm probably using Force of Negation to try to stunt their mana development, at least in some situations, because most of their payoffs are creatures. We'll see how that shakes out. Let's do it. This does have a Force and an Accelerated Saga. Yeah, I'll try it. Maybe I want to be more explosive than this, but if my opponent does keep some anti-combo hand, and I just Saga them out again, that's pretty good. Bombardiers. I am going to force that. They spent 2 cards to get into play. I spent 2 cards to answer it. Seems like a fair deal. Now I have another Force. Cool. Let's see if this Saga can run its course. Cavern on something or other. Human. Okay, their Cavern on Human did not play a spell. I will force a Chrome Mox here. They will not need to do that. Ancient Tomb, pretty good. Caves of Chaos Adventurer. Unfortunately, I just drew my stupid island. So even if I wanted to make a construct in the end step, and then get Manifold Key, make construct unblockable, take the initiative, that's just... doesn't even draw me a card. Opponent's running out in fumes over there, though. Let's see if I could get bigger creatures than them going. Do I want the Key? I think I want Opal on this board. I don't think it's Haywire Might. It could be Candy Trail. That's a little weird, but it might be true. I think I want Opal, though. That gives me the biggest upside to Paradoxical outcome in an exciting way. Let's see if they want to trade their Caves of Chaos Adventurer or my construct. They do. Okay. Alright, it would have been bigger next turn. Makes sense. Now they don't have a threat. They're going into the Lost Well. There's that mountain we knew about. Bombardiers is annoying, but I can't do anything about it. Menace Taste. The sacrifice is another creature. Another outcome. And I could just draw 2 cards with outcome, see what happens. I can attack, see if they want to fight over the initiative some more. I could Ottawa the Bombardiers, but like I said, the initiative doesn't even do anything for me. And they're going into the rooms that don't matter. The stash and the archive, I don't care. I'd rather just attack and put you in the abyss while I move my game plan forward. Yeah, they block, then unblocked, and then blocked again. Okay. They are also at 12, which is not irrelevant to this situation. I can't PO now because my construct would die, but I can play my island and then try to set up an end-step PO, load up my cards, and then see what happens next turn. Made the stash. Played a plateau. Okay. Do I even want to do this? Because if they have like a Bone Crusher Giant or something, I lose my creature. I think I do want to do this. Just going to outcome for 2 in the end step. Soul Partition. All right. I'm going to force a negation that. Nice. All right, cool. That worked out pretty well. And then I take the initiative from them. They have Saga, Candy Trail, Scry 2, Bobble. I don't think so. Bottom. Opal, Petal. Take half your life points in the initiative. And that I should have attacked. No, I lose a damage, but because you have to search with that. So I just bottom 2 cards off a Scry and then immediately shuffle them back into my deck from Secret Entrance. Swords to Plowshares, not bad. Yeah, that resolves. I think I'm going to pop Candy Trail in the end step. Gain 3 life, draw a card. It's a bauble. And then I go into Lost Well. Now I just have the initiative. Force of Will. Their best cards are all humans. Or at least all their initiative creatures, so I don't actually want this. Bauble. I'd like to see what they're drawing. It's a plateau, don't care. For Monolith. And I'm going to hold the Ottawa and pass, and this construct should get it done here. I drew Thought Monitor from my bauble, and they scooped it up. Nice. Beating the initiative and Red Prison are important to me in a deck choice for a big Eternal Weekend style tournament, and we're 2-0 against those types of things here. Let's keep going. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there. On the draw in round 4 with a hand that has no starting mana sources, gonna mulligan this. And this one has a turn 2 ring and Saga besides. I will keep it, and I could send one of these baubles and hope to find the blue card to supplement Force, or I could send the Force and just get Velocity with baubles. I think I'm more interested in trying to support the Force because shoving turn 2 One Ring is much more tempting if I can protect it. Okay, I'm gonna bauble them first. See if I can learn about their deck a little bit. A Brainstorm, and I'm gonna play the Saga. Misty Reinforced Brainstorm could be a Wasteland deck. Good chance of it, in fact. There it is. And them doing that sort of thing without a threat in play, though. Like, this is the type of deck, and I like this a lot. It's the type of deck where if nobody's doing anything, you're favored. I'm going to play this Candy Trail. If they want to daze this, it's fine. This is, once again, a distraction for my One Ring next turn. Oh, there's the blue card and a Saga. Top. And then I can play out this Opal as well. Or I can just hide everything I'm capable of and get them next turn. I like that better. Island. And I can play the One Ring here with Daze Protection and Force back against a hard counter. The One Ring is on the stack. The reason for the season, the name of the game, here it is. They're firing that Brainstorm we saw earlier. I know my top card is Urza Saga right now. I've already used my land drop. And we're just in there. Cool. I'll just take my draw while I know the getting's good. Fetching away the Brainstorm cards. a tropical island now in play. What deck would have basic island, tropical island, and prioritize that over a volcanic island and wasteland? It's really interesting. This might actually be some kind of control deck. Activate the ring. There's big Emry, we like her. Urza's Saga. Emry Lurker of the Loch. Milled 3 Thoughtcasts. You love to see those just eat shit. And Pyrite Spellbomb with the ability to activate it. I don't think I'm going to tap Ancient Tomb to play my Grim Monolith this turn. Maybe I'm supposed to. I'm a little worried about the One Ring at this point. Okay. I think Plow is fine. And look, this initial sense of what deck would play Island, Tropical Island rather than Volcanic. This is a 4-color soup deck with their own One Rings. Interesting. You didn't have Force a minute ago. And if I'm ringing and you're not, that certainly favors me. I take 2, then I draw 3. There's a Bauble. Draw 3. Multiple Emrys. Let's have a look at one of these 4 cards in your hand. Swords of Plowshares, okay. Well, I'm going to have Emry and various constructs in play. I milled 2 Thought Monitors. They're going to be highly incentivized to plow this Emry now. And if they have 4th Air Lingus, I have a blocker, and I can kill one of the horses. And they can currently only make 1 horse after tapping this mana. Even if they go land 4th Air Lingus, I have it just completely covered on board. Not that I even think that's a good play. I'm just thinking about like things that could happen with this mana they're showing me. Uro, that's not my fight. They must have a white source in hand. Yeah, I don't think this Uro is better than removing the Emry. Here's the fetch. Savannah. Emry's gone. See you later, girl. We miss you already. But this turn I get to tutor the Manifold Key and then just go completely bonkers. That's an 8-8. They might just die from 20 here to this construct. If I can draw enough artifacts. Okay, so if I tap this down to 9, and then I take 5 from my ring next turn. Alright, worth the risk. Construct, Manifold Key, draw 4 cards. There's an Opal. It's actually kind of mediocre. It's there. Seed of the Synod. Tap the Opal for Grim Monolith. Float mana with Monolith. Untap my ring. Draw 5. Okay. Bauble. Monolith. Make another Monolith here. Monolith. This is 15. This is 17 damage on board. And my last 2 artifacts are legendary. Yeah, kind of a bummer. Ran out of steam a little bit there. I think with this floating mana, I could just pop my Candy Trail, draw a card, see what happens. I could play another ring, get protection. They're playing Uro next turn, probably. I have Force Blue card. Okay, I lose damage this way, but I could draw something like Paradoxical Outcome. Alright, we might still win this turn. Play Opal, keep the new one. 2, 3, 4. Paradoxical Outcome, target 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things. Here's my deck in my hand now. There are 12 cards remaining in my deck. Actually whiffed a little bit here. So I was just looking for 2 artifacts, and I think I did hit that. Drop out the zeros at least. And I can tap ring and draw. I have Manifold Key in my hand. I could tap the ring and draw more of my deck. I have to spend some Lotus Petals here to get my Monoliths back down. And I can actually just PO the rest of my deck. Okay, Monolith, 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 Manifold Key. 12 cards in my deck. I can untap Mox Opal with Manifold Key. That would give me exactly enough to PO 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There'd be 2 cards left in my deck. Seems likely I win from there. Okay, untap Opal. Blue in the pool. Outcome. I think I pick up the ring here. I'm not going to activate it again. I'll be out of cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 card left in my deck as prescribed. Oh no, the 1 card is the Reservoir? Are we for real? How do I draw one card right now? Oh, the Spell Bomb. Okay, cool. We're good, we're good. Bauble, Bauble, Opal, Petal, and oh, I have another Opal as well. Okay, good news, everybody. I'm going to start dropping monoliths here. Monolith, monolith. I'm just trying to get the Paradox Engine on the stack. Paradox Engine. Now I have zillions of mana. 1, 2, 3. Just float all of this. Float a red. No, float a blue. It doesn't matter. Spell Bomb. Untap all my stuff. Draw the last card in my deck, which should be the Reservoir. There she is. Found the line. This should be good for 1 gajillion spells already. 29 spells cast this turn. We figured it out. 42 life. 73 life. Cool. All right. We had to go to the bottom of the deck, but we were capable of doing that. The sideboard guide is super light on this one. The Haywire Might probably to answer Rings and Beanstalks, and Pyroblast to beat Counter Wars, and then Bauble plus Monolith, just some stuff. And this is a deck that lets us dump out our resources, so keeping the monitors, the POs, everything makes a lot of sense. And I've been on the other side of this enough times. Just kind of have to force check them till they fail, and then you win. This is a turn 1 Emry. Little risky, obviously. I am going to keep it, though. I'm going to just be stress testing the range of keepable hands. Opponent's got a Ponder, and they did not shuffle. Let's draw a land. Not just a land, but the best land there is. Urza's Saga, Bauble, Bauble, Opal, Emry, do some milling, and I am not going to pop these Baubles right away, because if Emry doesn't survive the turn, I might need the help with Mox Opal. White mana in the pool. Okay. Yeah, she's dead. And I think I just chill here, keep my Metalcraft, hope to draw a land, always had it. Magic's easy. Thought Monitor currently costs 3, which I do have, but I think I'd rather let Saga run the course. And now I can afford to Bauble. So holding PO and Monitor, Tony has advised don't get stuck in Chronic Affinity Syndrome with this deck, where you hold your Baubles so your Thought Casts and Thought Monitors cost less. However, I am a thinking, breathing Magic player with a brain of my own, and can recognize that in this particular spot, Thought Monitor is about to be heckin' nutso. End step Brainstorm. I don't like this pause in the end step. If this is Force of Vigor, I might actually be in some trouble. It is Force of Vigor. Okay. I will make the homie and accept my beats. That Force of Vigor pitched a Minskin Boo. Okay. Opponent's living in the past over there with their technology. The Force of Vigor was good. Minskin Boo's weird. Haven't seen that in a control deck in a while. Flooded Strand, 2 cards left in their hand. I'm still going to hold on to these Baubles. Come on, deck. Keep the good ones coming. Another Bauble. 2, 3, 4, 5. Unfortunately, 1 short of sending this Thought Monitor. I think I'm just going to be bashing for 5 and holding back my cards. They just didn't shuffle Brainstorm. They could play a 1 ring here. 4 mana is the scary critical number for that. And Meltdown sucks. I end up with no permanents, but I just draw 3 cards in response and then try to rebuild. Mystic Sanctuary can target Force of Vigor. Okay, it did, in fact, target Force of Vigor. And they've got the 1 ring. Okay. Annoying. And they drew Force of Vigor right away. I would like to draw a 0 mana artifact or a mana source to cast this Thought Monitor. Okay, I know they have Force of Vigor. If this trigger resolves, okay, good news. We're in there, right on time. Loading up, and attacking doesn't help. We know they have Force of Vigor. We suspect they don't have a green card at this time, but they're about to draw cards. And if they find a green source of mana, that works just as well. 5 cards in their hand. They have taken some beats, though. The ring could whittle down their life total. Unfortunately, I'm not really a deck that does nickel and dime damage. I'm either cracking with like a 8/8 or laser beaming them for 50. I have the Pyrite Spellbomb. That could get tricky in a little bit here. It's a Fairy Time Raveler. Boy, do I hate that. Okay, that gets to delete my Construct for free. And me chilling with this Red Blast in my hand, but not the mana to play it. Life is pain. It's probably time to start doing a little bit of bobbling. I'm going Put a bauble a card in your hand. Don't show me the Force of Vigor again. Force a negation. That's annoying. And I actually want to make sure Opal stays on here. There's a pause in the upkeep. Are we getting our Vigored? We're not. Not yet, anyway. Okay. I can Thoughtcast right now. Play Lotus Petal. And also Lotus Petal. I would like to attack to Fairy Time Raveler. I think having that gone is going to be worth it. They have Force of Vigor plus Force of Negation over there. Haywire might delete their ring. Is the line here. Haywire might? Question mark? Alright, I am going to go after their ring. I suspect that's going to be better long term than trying to wade through that thing or have it kill them. And do I want to play Emry and tap out of Pyroblast? I guess so. Just add into the board here. I know they have 2 situational forces in their hand. That Flooded Strand can cast Force of Vigor at the very least. I'm probably going to lose my Opal and my Saga here. And I hope they can't also kill Emry. 4 in the pool. Okay, they killed Thought Monitor instead. That's really interesting. Oh, they have Swords of Plowshare, so that makes sense. Uh-oh. And as much as I don't want to lose my Metalcraft here, I think I need to start seeing some cards. Bauble you. Prismatic Ending. Yikes. Hate that. Well, I'm not going to have Metalcraft anyway. Might as well draw a bunch of cards. Seed of the Synod and Grim Monolith. 2 great hits. And Lotus Petal. Alright. Just fully unlocked. And I can Paradoxical Outcome in response to Prismatic Ending. But then they can force some negation. I guess I just pass here. We'll see what they want a Prismatic Ending, is the first question. Probably the Monolith. There's 3 mana in the pool. Oh, if this is a meltdown. 4th Aerlingus. Okay, I mean, I don't like that, but there it is. That is not the worst thing that could have happened here. Now I can, if they follow this up with Prismatic Ending, I can PO and draw some cards. I would prefer they just don't Prismatic Ending. Alright, looks like that is happening, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is only good for 2 cards, but it's better than just losing. Ending Bricked. They have 1 card in their hand, but they're about to draw for the Monarchy. And can we get off the ground here? That is a land. Okay. Seagate Reborn, zap it in. Grim Monolith. Do they want a Force of Negation this? There was a pause, so I think they do have Force of Negation. Grim Monolith. Mox Opal. Pyrite Spellbomb. And I can afford to play around Force of Negation a little bit, so I will. In case they drew a blue card there, I am just going to go to my next turn and try to PO for 4 with Pyroblast Protection. I know they have the Monarch. I know it's not getting better for me at this time. But I'm doing my best here. Trying to play to my outs. Oh no, what's this? Please play Minskin or Uro or some shit I don't care about. Don't melt down. No! My Nightmare Incarnate. And I know they have Force of Negation in their hand that they can cast right now. I should probably just draw a card with Pyrite Spellbomb, because I know the PO's not going to work. Gross. Okay, that was a really shitty draw for them to have. Okay, we probably just lost. Maybe I was a coward for not just shoving into the 1 draw last turn. Bauble. Let's see it. Tundra. Ancient Tomb. Pass. Emry. Okay. She's got text on her. The horse continues to gallop. Okay. I'm going to concede this game just so we have time for game 3. But yeah, maybe I was a coward for not firing in. They had 1 draw to find a blue card to support their force. And if that didn't work, I probably win right there. But it's literally Meltdown and like no other card that punishes me for waiting. Maybe like a Null Rod or a Meltdown. Like some targeted Insano hate is the thing that beats me there. Okay, I'm going back in. This is a turn 1 Thoughtcast. I'll keep it. I'm going to play Bauble to start. Because if they Force of Vigor and try to take me off Metalcraft for Mox Opal, I just draw 2 cards and I win that exchange. Lotus Petal, Thoughtcast. I'm Thoughtcasting before my land drop just in case I find a Urza Saga. Okay, bobble you. See Prismatic Ending, bobble you. See Flooded Strand. Okay. Draw PO, draw Emry. Oh, even through Prismatic Ending here, I can Emry with Force backup next turn. Let's see if they want my Might or my Opal. They do want the Opal. That is, I believe, the correct take there. Hopefully I just draw another one. It's a legend. They did me a favor. No such luck. I'm just going to play my Emry, milled another Opal, and some One Rings. I don't have a land. I'm not going to play Key. Basic Island. White mana in the pool. Force of Will. I'm going to exile Force of Will because I think PO stands on its own better than the second Force. Okay. That worked. Can we get something going here? Big draws. Lotus Petal. I cannot quite One Ring here. I can bobble. Or do I want to Opal and set up? I think I want to Opal. I don't really like it because I'm just in a lot of trouble to a Meltdown. Does playing out this Petal help? I mean, if they Meltdown, I can at least PO for a few. Okay, I have 4 mana up. Brainstorm from the opponent. I really wish this Lotus Petal had been Ancient Tomb. Or even just like Urza Saga. Just something more stable than Lotus Petal would have been great. But let's hope they whiff. Then I just untap and continue to go nuts. Flooded Strand, that represents red mana if they have the Meltdown. Prismatic Ending targeting my Opal. I don't think I do anything with this. I just float a blue and let this resolve. I don't think deleting 2 petals to save that makes sense. Okay, the Pyroblast follow-up on Emry is pretty strong. Okay, I mean, I need a payoff now. There's Island. That's what I wanted last turn. You dumbass. Attack with Haywire Might. Manifold Key. I'm just putting my permanents into play now. I think if they have Meltdown, they wouldn't have done the sequence they did last turn. The One Ring, there it is. I can exile it in response to the draw ability, and then they don't get any cards. Another outcome. Unfortunate. And they just didn't even bother to draw a card with it. They know how this works. Burrow. Okay, they have a secondary engine. Don't worry, they're doing just fine. They're not worried about me. Basic Forest. Weird. And 1 card left in hand. Emry. Okay, very happy to see this all of a sudden. Haywire Might. Exile this in response to its ability. Not drawing a card on my watch. Then Emry, Mills, Bobble, another One Ring. Okay, they can play Uro next turn. They are down to 1 card in hand. They get their draw step plus whatever Uro draws to try to answer Emry. And then maybe I can do stuff. Fingers crossed. My opponent is playing the kind of deck that I'm considering for Eternal Weekend, a non-bean 4-color control deck. I think the beans are kind of awkward. I think Leyline Binding is in a weird spot as a removal spell. And I just think this makes more sense. God damn, the Pyroblast. Can't catch a break around here. And now I'm facing down Uro. I think I'm fucked. I need a miracle draw right now. And I don't think Mishra's Bobble is it. Bobble you. Oh good, we see a dress down in their hand. And I'm not doing construct stuff, so that actually isn't a huge deal. Ancient Tomb, that's the card I needed 3 turns ago. And now Uro is getting to work. And I'm not going to concede, I am a powerful combo deck that can still go over the top if I'm given an opportunity. That is not the Mox Opal I was hoping to draw this turn. Just have to decide when I'm going to PO here, probably in response to Uro's trigger. Maybe I just do it end step. I don't know, Force of Vigor just counters my PO here. I don't have a lot of time to figure this out, is another part of the problem. Okay, I'm going to try to draw 2 cards in the end step. Which of your 6 cards worth of interaction do you want to cast to your opponent? Oh yeah, Force of Vigor. The worst possible one. Yep, that's bad. Okay, I gotta draw my last One Ring that's in my deck. I have a chance here. That's not it. Okay. Picked apart again. We have defeated the decks that don't have interaction and lost the decks that do have interaction. I don't think that's a fair way to quantify this deck. Like, we can beat someone who's just sitting on a handful of counter spells. We could even beat like some Prismatic Endings and Force of Vigors, but the spread of Meltdown, Force of Vigor, Pyroblast, etc., that was a lot. Okay, let's go to the final round. If you're looking to run a CEDH or 1v1 tournament, Eminence Gaming has your back with Command Tower. With Command Tower's intuitive tournament manager dashboard, you can handle decklist submission and player management with just a few clicks. Players just need to scan the event's QR code for access to the full tournament bracket, including seamless pairings and real-time standing updates. Take the guesswork out of tournament organizing. Try Command Tower for your next event. I'm on the play in the final round with a turn 1 ring if I want it. I mean, this is what we signed up for, right? I can even bobble them twice and try to get a feel for if they're a blue deck or if they have a force. Yeah, let's just get a look over here. Please show me some indication you're not a blue deck. That would be great. Shit, Flooded Strand. Bobble you again. March of Otherworldly Light. Interesting. Okay. And I'm going to send it here. Grim Monolith on the stack. Force of Negation pitching Supreme. Opponent knows where my squeeze points are. I'm just going to pass from here. Thoughtcast Paradox Engine. Okay, I can one ring turn 2 now. And ponder. March does exile target artifact, creature, or an enchantment. It doesn't say non-land. They can hit my Seat of the Synod. They can hit Urza's Sagas. Ponder chose to shuffle. I love that. Oh, that Force of Will might be a game breaker. One ring is on the stack with protection. And looks like I'm going to need it. Force pitching Narset. Wow, losing Narset's tough. Force pitching Thoughtcast. And we're in. Draw a card. Mox Opal. I'm not playing that right now. I know they have March of Otherworldly Light in their hand. And this Opal is a 0 for Paradox Engine. Like, we might be able to just get the train rolling next turn. Brainstorm, Flooded Strand. I lose a life in my upkeep. Draw Emry for turn. Draw some cards. Okay, I mean, there is almost a loop here. Or, I mean, I'm at the loop. I'm going to send it here. Paradox Engine on the stack. I have a 0 to get it going. I can draw 3 cards. Oh no! Force of Negation, Force of Will. That Brainstorm found 2 more Force blue card situations. Jesus. And it's fine. Like, I'm still doing the thing, but that means I have to win without Paradox Engine. Which I've done multiple times in this league. It's fine. It's just, that sucks. That makes it easy. They fetched, and did not. Swords to Plowshares in the end step. 2 cards in the hand. Yeah, even if that Force of Negation was Force of Will, and not specifically Negation, it's better for me. I'm at 10. Draw 3 cards. Thought Monitor I like. Seat of the Synod. Play Manifold Key from the bin. I can go to 8 here. Yeah, I'm just going to be aggressive with my life total. Untap the ring. Oh, are we March of Otherworldly Light with pitch? Help. I mean, I have Force. We're ready. Oh, they're exiling the key. Is key the thing I care about here? I think it's worth the fight. Yeah, I'm going to force this. This PO picking up key is great. Speaking of PO, there you are. I can Candy Trail, Scry 2, and then Thoughtcast. Don't need Emry. I will take a Grim Monolith. Thoughtcast. And I'll pass the turn here. I do go to 3 in my upkeep. I can fire a ring from my graveyard and replace the one I have if I don't get to lethal. Ponder from 1 card in hand. Chose to shuffle, played Flooded Strand, 1 card in their hand. Okay, I go to 3. Draw for turn. It's another ring. Draw 5. There's an outcome. I'm going to play Monolith now. 1, 2, 3. Untap the ring. Draw 6. There's another Opal. I do still have my land drop. Bobble. Bobble. I have Force blue card support at this point. It's really up to my deck to not whiff, is where we are. And I have my land drop. Yeah, that is enough. Okay. Play the Urza Saga. Emry. Let's get a Lotus Petal up here just in case. This is another draw, and it's more mana to reset the chain if I need to do that. Outcome, 1, 2, 3. Do I target the ring? I don't think so. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is the last turn of the game. I think I pick up my Emry. So I have to find the reservoir. There it is. How many monoliths do I have? Just 1. Okay. Oh, Petal. Opal. If I tap this Ancient Tomb, I go to 1, which means I can't force back. I think that means I have to float with this Opal, cast the other Opal, and then play Monolith to play Reservoir, and then I should be able to win. Monolith, 1, 2, 3, 4, Reservoir. Okay, 10 spells this turn, and I have 1,000,000 in my hand. Cool. This should do it. Gain 10, gain 11, gain 12, gain 13. Ding. Cool. Alrighty. Looks like classic Azorius control. Probably like Jeskai Undoing is what's really going on. I'm going to sideboard in Hydroblast as if they're Jeskai. I'm just going to assume that they are, and if this is a dead card, it's fine, but if it counters a Meltdown, even better. Maybe this should have been in last round. I boarded like they were band control, but they were actually 4-color, and the red is a very important color to the matchup, so maybe I just threw last round a little bit. Pyroblast, obviously great. Ottawar can bounce in Narset and create a turn where we can win the game. And let's go. My opening hand has... It's not a turn 1 Thoughtcast. It is a turn 2 Thoughtcast. And I can interact with Meltdown, just in case that's in the deck. I'm going to try it. Island Ponder. Great taste for my opponent. They even have the correct Ponder art. They shuffled the Ponder. And I drew a 1 ring. Cool. I can play that on turn 2. I think I go Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal here. Or actually just Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb pass. I don't think I need to Hydroblast anything this turn. And I don't want to get Meltdown for my land or March of Otherworldly Light, exile my Seat of the Synod. If they null right here, I'm going to be bummed out. Yeah. Oh, that sucks ass too. Well, should have played out my Lotus Petal. I'm holding Ottawar, though. It's all good. I mean, it's not all good, but it's a start. Another Ancient Tomb. I cannot cast my 1 ring. That Ancient Tomb can channel Ottawar next turn, though. Opponent can play some stupid Planeswalker here, like Narset, and then I'm actually just kind of dumpstered. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, maybe my keep was just too slow against what's going on. Like, I want a stable hand that draws cards against them. Okay, they just revealed that they play Meltdown. That's great for me to know. And I'm going to play this Seat of the Synod and pass the turn. Narset activation. Down Force of Negation. All right, let's just go to game 3. Seeing Lavinia here, I want Spatial Contortion. The Pyrite Spellbomb is in. I might want Repeal as well. I don't think I need Raven Form on top of 2 Ottawar as Pyrite Spellbomb, Repeal, Spatial Contortion. And I think I want to cut a Monitor and an Outcome. Yeah, if they're squeezing my ability to draw cards and my ability to play artifacts and my ability to keep artifacts in play, those are all things that I would like to avoid. This is a turn 1 Thoughtcast. I'm going to keep. Opponent's on 6. I've got Mox Opal, Lotus Petal, Mishra's Bauble, or Urza's Bauble, whatever this is. Ottawar is my land. Thoughtcast for 2. Draw some cards. Another Thoughtcast. That makes me not want to crack this Bauble right away. Volcanic Island. Not a Meltdown. Good news. Just a Ponder. Chose to shuffle. Love to find a land here. Force of Will is really good, though. Okay. I'm going to shove this ring into play with Force Backup. Ring. Force Pitching Ponder. Would I rather have Thoughtcast or Repeal in the mix here? Probably Repeal. If this ring resolves, it's Thoughtcast anyway. We're in. Draw. Found a Thoughtcast. Bauble U. Plateau. Okay. I failed to hit my land. If they just like play Lavinia here, I actually have a lot of catching up to do. But I do have the Repeal for someday. They played a land that I had not seen. Ring Trigger. Ancient Tomb. I love that. I'm going to Candy Trail first. Emry and Haywire Might. I don't think I want Haywire Might. Do want Emry. Then activate my ring. Urza Saga. Hello. Okay. Urza Saga. Emry. She's in there. Milled a bunch of lands. Fetch Tundra in the end step. And what's going on now? They can play Narset this turn. who makes my ring worse. I can repeal her, but that is a temporary solution to a big problem. Narset is activating and found Force of Will. Okay. All right, less likely to repeal the Narset now. Take 2 from my ring. Drew Hydroblast. I have Ancient Tomb. Do I want to attack Narset for 1 so they can't activate her again? Or put a Bauble into play? I think I'm going to attack Narset. Yeah, if they get like another dig at Swords to Plowshares or whatever, or Meltdown, and then that also doesn't unlock my ring, I think that's so much worse than just bobbling them. If I need a card real bad, I can still tap the ring and draw 1. Brainstorm. I can Hydroblast a Meltdown here. Days Undoing is annoying, but I just make a construct in response, kill the Narset, and I'm still ahead. Mystic Sanctuary. Just desperate for cards here, grabbing that Ponder. Red mana in the pool. What are we doing? Teferi, gross. Okay. I mean, that one sucks every ass. I guess it resolves, though. They're bouncing my ring. Okay. That lets me draw a card for free here, because I don't take the damage. I just get this thing. Okay, ring's back in my hand. And they are yeeting their Narset now. Might as well. She was going to die in combat, and there's not a lot to be done about it. There's the Meltdown. Okay. Well, good to know. End step, make a construct token. And it is my objective this turn to find a Force of Will. There's the 1 ring. I guess I don't need to make a construct because it's going to die if I don't find Force, so I need to dig for Force before I do anything else. Get a tutor here. What do I want? Manifold Key draws a bunch of cards. If they use Force of Will on the 1 ring, then I actually get to fight back pretty well versus the Meltdown. Okay, pre-combat I'm going to Thoughtcast. That does not affect my ability to do anything. And it might make my construct bigger. Spatial Contortion. With no Lavinia in sight, just how we drew it up. Okay, I'm going to take a bunch of damage and put the 1 ring on the stack, which will probably get a Force of Will from them. Yep, Force Pitching Spell Snare. And Emry, I think I do need to draw cards here. Emry, target a Bauble. Play the Bauble. And I'm going to attack Teferi. I hate leaving 6 damage on the board here, but I do think drawing a card is better than not drawing a card. Like, I could have attacked them for 6, or attacked them for 5, and attacked Teferi with Emry for 1. Oh wait, I had Manifold Key with Grim Monolith. The Grim Monolith just escaped my entire brain. I could have double spelled there. I could have had a ring in play. Shit. Yeah, I messed up pretty bad there. A moment of truth. Do they have another piece of interaction for me clipping their Meltdown? I know 2 of their 3 cards in hand. Please don't be Force of Will. White mana in the pool. If I get mana typed here, my career is over. Plowing Emry. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I have perfect information about their hand from here. And I get to go to town with these rings. Oh, and now I have Pyroblast too. Gross. Okay, I'm just taking the max from my mana base against this control deck. Let's try to get him. Rather than untap my Monolith this turn, I do want to untap my ring, draw more cards. Haywire Might, what's up? Untap the ring, draw some more cards. I've got Seed of the Synod, Haywire Might, and Urza's Bauble. Attack you to 7 life. And I think holding a Pyroblast is better than playing Emry. And I am going to Bauble you. I know your whole hand, but... Oh, where'd this Narset come from? What the fuck? Ponder Plateau? Oh, did they brainstorm with the Plateau at some point? How did this happen? I'm glad I have Pyroblast, yikes. Oh, the Plateau is there. When did I see this Ponder? Where did it go? Oh, did they pitch it to a Force? Interesting. Alright, well, I'm going to counter Narset, because she's blue. The 1 of Hydroblast, 1 of Pyroblast, both coming up big here. If they have a second Meltdown and find it for 0, that actually isn't even good here. It kills the construct, but then I'm still ringing. And we got the GGs. A positive record. We beat the decks that did not have Force of Will in them, and then we beat 1 of the 3 decks that did have Force of Will, and then all of the Force of Will decks were also Meltdown decks. And I am fairly confident I sideboarded wrong in round 4. Hydroblast should have been in my deck when I saw red mana. That was just a spew. I warned people about following sideboard guides, and that's why. Like, Tony had a section for ban control, and I was like, yeah, this is basically ban control. And then I just didn't adjust to the fact that there's red mana in the deck. You got to build your own pathways. You can use other people's for shortcuts, but you got to also think critically in matchups. I still think this deck is sweet. Losing to Rug kind of sucks, because that deck's going to be super popular at Eternal Weekend. And I'm not saying the deck loses to Rug, but me experiencing a pretty decisive loss to Rug stinks for my confidence in deck selection. But I'm going to keep talking to Tony. I'll probably play this deck again, maybe off camera, if people don't want to see this deck 4 times in a short period. But I will be considering this. I am picking up the play patterns pretty well here. I like that the One Ring resolving is just kind of an existential threat for your opponent immediately. And it's good in all decks. Like, I could just play a control deck with the One Ring, and it's also good there. But the fact that you might actually just lose if you let me untap with the ring is really exciting. Okay, that was a league with TonyScapone's mono blue Paradoxical Outcome Storm deck. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and I'll see you next time.